Munchings, welcome back to my channel, and in this week's video we'll be making chicken and waffles. So for my chicken and waffles, I opted to use chicken tenders, and to get that I just deboned 4 chicken breasts, butterflied them, pounded them out and cut them into strips, and in all I got about 20 chicken strips. After cleaning off the chicken and washing it, I'm going to damp away the excess water that is on my chicken to prepare it for being flattened. It's best to use a Ziploc bag, but because I didn't have one, I just used saran wrap. And what I'm going to do is place the meat on the plastic, cover it, and beat it with my rolling pin. You want to ensure that you get an even thinness all over your chicken, and you're just going to repeat these steps with all your chicken breasts until they're all flat and ready to be sliced. After we've gotten our chicken strips, we're going to season our meat, and I used garlic powder, onion powder, AP seasoning, cayenne, and paprika. You can use anything that you'd like or you'd want to use, and have your meat marinate for as long as you can. We're now going to work on the batter for our waffles, and we're going to start by incorporating our dry ingredients, which are sugar, cornmeal, baking powder, and salt. I'm going to whisk that and set aside while I work on my wet, and then I'm going to incorporate both wet and dry. And for the wet ingredients, I have eggs which have a little vanilla in them. I'm going to whisk those just slightly. Then I'm going to pour that into my milk and beat the milk and the eggs together. While you're incorporating your eggs and milk, you want to also put some butter in your microwave, or if you want to melt it on your stove top, but you also need some melted butter for this. You might need a larger bowl for this, and we're going to pour our wet batter onto our dry ingredients. So we're going to continuously whisk while you're pouring the milk mixture in. You're going to incorporate this before you add in the butter. So you're going to add the butter at like the final steps of mixing. Once you've incorporated everything and finished mixing, your batter is going to feel loose, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just going to feel loose. It's going to make very nice soft waffles. So don't worry if your mixture feels a little loose or thin. Now I'm going to work on a dredge that you've seen quite a bit on my channel. I like to use this when I want to have nice crispy chicken. So it's just a wet batter and some flour with cornstarch and seasoning. So we start off by moving into the wet batter, and we're going to coat the meat. Then we're going to add it to the dry mixture, press in the dried flour, and put it in the pot to fry. You're just going to repeat these steps until you've completed all your chicken tenders, and that's pretty much it. So it's from the seasoning to the wet batter, then the dry batter. Remember to press in the flour and fry. Once your oil is hot, we're going to fry the chicken tenders until the underside is golden brown. Flip it, allow it to finish on the other side, and again, you're just going to repeat these steps until all your chicken tenders are finished. Try not to overcrowd the pot, because that will also mess with how crispy your chicken will turn out. Once you've gotten that golden underside on your chicken tenders, you flip them, and this is what they will look like. It's a nice crispy exterior while the inside remains quite tender and juicy. So just repeat this until you're through. This is just to show how juicy the chicken tenders are, so I just cut one open so you can see how moist the chicken is still. So I have a very mature waffle maker. So all I did was grease it and I poured my batter in. I just repeated this. You know that your first waffle probably not going to be the best, so I had to like play around with the gauges just to see which one is best for me. I decided on making a pineapple honey butter sauce because I wanted something that was going to work with the chicken but was also going to work with the waffles, so it didn't taste weird to have this sauce on my waffles. So the honey butter portion was just honey, and now I'm adding my butter. I'm going to allow this to melt before I add some cayenne pepper and just mix this and allow it to simmer until it becomes thickened. While the butter is melting, you want to continuously mix it, so you won't stop mixing until all your butter is melted and combined with your honey. After which you're going to add half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper because you don't want it too spicy to overpower your waffles. By the time your sauce is finished, you should have this thickened consistency, and this is the end product of your spicy honey butter sauce. For the pineapple syrup, you want to cube some pineapples, add a little G sugar, and allow it to cook on your stove for about 10 minutes. It's going to produce a syrup-like consistency as well. Mix your honey butter and pineapple syrup together, and that is your sauce for your chicken and waffles. This is another texture shot where I'm showing you the texture of our waffles. They are pretty soft, but you know, once they come out of the waffle maker, they're going to be a bit crisp. If you set them aside for a while you make everything else, they're going to soften up just fine. And this brings us to the end of another video. I do hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.